governance is an important part of whether or not you're going to be able to scale this project or not. And frankly, I mean, I understand the frustration that comes with taking a leadership role and dealing with dealing with actual trolls all day and people who are skeptical about your project. But there's also a lot to be said for that leadership and being able to deal with actual trolls and people who handle that and not getting bent out of shape over a simple comment pointing out a fact about your platform. I mean, this just smacks me in the same way as all the comments I heard about the Ethereum Ether Classic split. I mean, I understand having a disagreement, but I do not understand getting bent out of shape, name calling, and just this indignance to the point that I think the indignance is just counterproductive at some point.
I have to
build something and show us what you've got. Don't whine about how everything else sucks and you can do something better if only.
Yeah, I mean, in his defense, like it's a YouTube chat. You get about 100 characters, and it's not like I could write him some comprehensive document and tell him exactly what I was thinking. I mean, he just saw a few words, like it doesn't have a smart contract, and the way he took it, is understandable, I guess, in that context.
I don't know. I disagree. I think it was pretty childish, frankly. Again, and nothing against the guy personally, but if you're gonna lead a project like this, you need to. I mean, it reminds me of this past U.S. election when people were debating about whether or not Trump had or Hillary had the what was the word they always used? Basically attitude. Like, do you have the fortitude to
lead or something?
To lead.
Be the president?
Do you have the demeanor?
Okay.
Or something like that. And no, I mean, I'm sorry, he clearly doesn't. If you can't, this is just.
Physically tired or something when that came up.
I get that, man. I get that. But if you're running if you're running a multinational corporation, you have to take investor calls every quarter. You're gonna get hard questions. You got to answer those questions. Like, you can't just start whining and throw a fit because you don't like the questions your investors are asking you. Right. And essentially, for all this guy, I mean, and this is another interesting thing to talk about. Technically, you are an investor. You do hold ADA. I hold a little bit as well. So the fact that he would talk to his investors that way speaks to. I think that does say something about his fitness to lead a project of this magnitude.
Yeah, I mean, as long as they can write the code and deliver the code, and if
that's what they were. It's been 6 months and you've seen nothing. We've seen a whole bunch of. I can't imagine what they've wasted on money going to conferences and this, that, and the other, training people to use. You have to write their smart contracts in Haskell, so I can only imagine what they're getting ready to spend on that. None of this seems like they actually have a plan for what they're gonna do. So let's take them at their word, though, because I went through their website and I took some notes on what they claim they're trying to do. So these are their terms exactly. They're designing a platform with more advanced features than any protocol yet developed. Where? All right, cool. Nice plan, but it's going to be the first to evolve out of a scientific philosophy. Real cute. Again, like, these are all really pretty I write for a living. I know how to tell bullshit from substance, and this is bullshit. I mean, this is essentially a collection of best practices that they're gonna look through and figure out what they can do with, which is cool. If you're gonna build a project, you should be trying to figure out the best practices, figure out the best of what's come before you, and make use of it. Good writing. I don't know. There's a quote I like that says that good writing is often just effective plagiarism, and honestly, that's kind of how I feel about it. Obviously, there's a little nuance to there. I'm not telling people to go out and plagiarize, but you got to copy other people to figure out what you like and what you don't, and how to. Once you do that long enough, that's how you find your voice. So, I mean, if that's the approach they're taking, that's fine. But get something and then show me this cool new thing you got. Don't talk a bunch of trash about how everybody else is wasting their time and nobody is as good as you. And set this crazy, insane bar that you can't even meet for yourself.
Yeah, I think once the software, if and when it's out, we'll see what it's actually useful for.
Yeah.
Like, when Ethereum came out, like if you wind the clock back a year, people were saying, oh, Ethereum is a Turing complete language. You can do anything. It's going to like run whole organizations on Ethereum, and you're going to do banking on Ethereum, and it's going to replace, I wanted to say auditors, but the trust companies and stuff. And now, like when you go out to Ethereum and you look at the smart contracts, like if you go to dapps radar, you see hardly any usage. You see very simple apps, like the ones that are actually used the most is like a cat collecting app, and we tried to use a coin flipping app the other day, and it's just like horrendously slow. Funfair was a coin that was like going to put a whole casino on the blockchain, and then like in the end they said, well, we can't use the blockchain, so we're going to use this side chain and it's going to be great. And now like they just kind of hit the floor, like they don't have any usage at all. And so it's really easy to design a system and say, oh, it's going to support this and that and that, and you can just have a long list of features. But then give it a year after that system's been out in the hands of the users, and then look and see what it actually does. EOS was another one where the blocks come every half second. It's lightning fast. Just, I think a week and a half ago, I was trying to use EOS, and I had about $50 staked to CPU. And all I was trying to do was like a coin flip app. Does it... do I win or lose on their little gambling app? And after about 2 flips, I'm out of CPU. So like $50 of CPU is used in 2 flips of a coin. And then you can't use it at all. You have to wait a day, and then you can flip it 2 more times.
Yeah.
So this is like what they had marketed as this super lightning fast blockchain, and you're going to have free transactions and all this stuff. And then 6 months after it's out, you can't even, flip a coin. Now, I will say that I went back to EOS, I think it was just last night or the night before, and I installed their latest Scatter desktop and their latest Meet.1 wallet for the phone. And I still had the same $50 staked, but I flipped the coin like 10 times, and I looked at my CPU and it wasn't even touched. And then I asked on the message board, like, why a week ago was I maxing the CPU, and now it's not using it at all. It seems like I could do unlimited coin flips. And they just said, oh, they were having some network problems last week. So I'm excited. Like if that holds for EOS, I'm excited. Maybe in another 6 months or in another year, we'll get more advanced applications, and we'll be able to go beyond just simple gambling. But like Cardano, you can't do any of that. Like there's nothing you can do on it in production
Currently.
As
in
production.
December 2018, almost going to be January 29, or just a few days away from January 2019.
We were just looking up Cardano before we turned the camera on, and they do have a new 1.4 release, and it comes with SL 2.0, which I'm not sure what that is.
Cardano's settlement layer.
Yeah, that doesn't really mean a whole lot.
Well, you bring up an interesting issue. There's so much to be desired here because... All right, for those who aren't familiar with the Ethereum Classic split, there was a project called the DAO, Decentralized Autonomous Organization. Basically, it was going to be an investment fund. Anybody could invest, and then anybody could vote on where that money was going to go. Really interesting idea. They raised $150 million. This was built on the Ethereum network, and unfortunately, due to a security issue, that money was stolen. And
almost stolen.
Almost stolen.
I mean,
it was sort of
stolen, but locked for 30 days.
Yeah.
And within that 30 days, they decided to roll it back, which caused a huge issue because blockchains are supposed to be immutable. Mm-hmm. You can't roll things back. And they, within the 30 days, they basically wanted to send a patch out to all the miners to say, you know, don't let this thief withdraw the money. And but a large group of them, the Ether, what we now call the Ether Classic group, they said, hey, if you're going to roll that back, you know, what else are you going to roll back? What if, you know, the president asks you to roll something back? Are you going to roll it back for him too? And so they basically just said, they took several of the Ether miners and they said, we are not going to roll this back. You know, I don't like the idea of the thief getting the money, but it'll be worse if we allow this this rollback to go into effect and lose the immutability of the Ethereum blockchain.
Yeah, code is law was their mantra.
Yeah, code is law, and if the code has a bug in it, then the bug is a legal thing. So they didn't update their software, and it turns out most of Ethereum, like 90% of them, did update their software to not allow that. And then the Ether Classic, of course, like is less than 10% of the value of Ethereum now. So in that case, the market decided to go with Ethereum and not with the Ether Classic.
And I'm sorry. Mm-hmm. And Mr. Hoskinson was one of the more vocal proponents of the Ethereum Classic side. So the side that was saying code is law, you know, it sucks that these people got their money taken, but we think that for the greater good, this is how things need to stand. So, and a lot of the argument that went into that was about how blockchain is supposed to be about decentralization, this, that, and the other. First of all, I'm a little confused why Input Output Hong Kong is actually still working on Ethereum Classic. If Cardano is going to be the blockchain of the future, I'm a little confused why they still need to maintain this other network. But even just looking at what they're I'm confused. This confuses me because if the whole point is decentralization and making it possible for people to be their own bank, have their own financial, you know, have financial tools at their fingertips. Some of the choices that Cardano has made, frankly, just don't make a lot of sense to me. There's no mobile wallet available. Doesn't seem to be, unless I missed the roadmap. I can't
have a mobile wallet because somebody would have to basically take the full node wallet, just like Ethereum. So if you use MetaMask, mm-hmm. which is probably the most popular, MetaMask or MyEtherWallet, either one of those are very popular Ethereum light wallets. And when you use those, there's a full node behind there that's kind of a centralized service. For MetaMask, it's Infura. For MyEtherWallet, I'm not sure if they're on Infura. I think they're just on their own node. But you wonder, like, why can't you just do the same idea for Cardano? Why can't somebody, like I could just install a full node and then make a website, and you guys can come to me with your Cardano signed transactions, and I'll publish them to the blockchain. You can see your balance through my portal, right? Mm-hmm. Well, the problem is, as soon as you put your key in the portal, it, like, I don't know if it deletes the blockchain or resync, but it resyncs for hours. So it can take half a day to sync the blockchain for one wallet, and then let's say you get done using that website, and the next customer wants to come in, or 5 customers come in concurrently. You'd be syncing 5 wallets. So there's no light wallet service. It's like I'm guessing it's a security feature to not allow centralization, but it also doesn't allow usability.
Yeah.
So the only way to have a Cardano wallet is you have to run that full node at your home. It won't fit on a mobile phone, and you can sync up your whole wallet. You know, if you wait the 4 hours, and then you can start using your wallet. But if you wanted to, say, take a backup of the wallet and save off your private key, and then say you wanted to stand up a new computer or switch accounts, then you just have to wait those hours again. So it's not really very usable.
Again, we're not talking about Cardano's plans for the future. This is what you can actually go play with right now. And again, like, yeah, again, to the point, if you're trying to make this available to people and promote financial inclusion, which is what that's where my excitement about blockchain comes in. One, you need to make it available on your phone. I don't know why you don't have a wallet available on your phone. Their plan for staking is that stake nodes are going to have to hold 2% of their token in order to stake. So at this point, ADA let's see. Their market cap is already high enough that to hold 2% of the tokens, it's going to cost you more than the average person is able to contribute. So
let's take a look. Let's see if we can find it here.
All right, it's at 3 cents, and their market cap is just shy of $1 billion.
So you'd have to have 2 million or 20 million, 2%.
Yeah. Well, okay, no, excuse me. So there's 26 billion tokens. All right, let's do a little math. There's 26 billion tokens times 2% is going to be 520 million, and at 3 cents a piece, you still need $15.5 million to run a stake. Yeah. So that's all I'm going to say about that.
Well, that kind of also leads me to believe actually Cardano right now, as I understand it, all the nodes are run at universities, and there's no staking, there's no validation of blocks, there's no mining. You can't install the software even if you have the 2%. You can't buy your way in even if you had $15 million because that feature is not yet available. So it's a feature in the white paper, but not in production. And I don't want to give them a hard time because they know this. Like anything that I'm saying about Cardano, they're well aware of, right? Because they're on the team, so they know it doesn't work, and they know that there's no mobile wallets. There's no.
They may know it doesn't work, but I'm
mining.
I'm not sure they appreciate the whys. I'm not sure they appreciate why all of this is important.
I would say they probably know the whys better than us because it's really hard to write that software, and they don't have the resources. So they're working, as fast as they can, and I don't want to knock them and say, that you're doing a bad job or you're not doing good enough. I would just say that today it's unusable. Like the money, if I were to buy, and I own Cardano, just probably a few $100 worth or something, but that money that you're buying today is on the hopes that software will come out in the future. You actually are not paying anything today that you could use today because it has less features than really old blockchains like Litecoin, Bitcoin. There's no smart contracts, so it's less features than Ethereum. I doubt it's any faster than Ripple. I'm not sure on that. I know it's faster than Bitcoin, and it's faster than Ethereum. But it's just a value exchange. So you can change ADA. Ripple doesn't have smart contracts, and neither does Stellar, but both Ripple and Stellar have all these other tokens that share their blockchain. And so ADA doesn't have that feature. Like there's no tokens, there's no smart contracts. So it's, compared to other blockchains, it's not decentralized because you can't run a decentralized node. And yeah, it's not decentralized. It doesn't really exist.
It is not really.
No smart contracts,
it's not available.
no tokens.
It's not.
And you can't, no light wallet. no web wallet,
Yeah.
no mobile product. I mean, but I think that's like they know that, and those were the trade-offs they decided to make. Like they could probably have every single one of those features if they really wanted them, 6 months ago. But they're choosing a higher path of more decentralization later and better smart contracts later. Charles was saying that basically with Haskell you can write bug-free code or something, which I don't know if I believe that.
Who's writing code in Haskell?
Nobody knows. I don't know anybody that knows Haskell.
All right.
They're going to train people all around the world. That's what they said. But I don't know if that's a good strategy. Like, they should start training people now. If that's a good strategy. If that's the case. Like, if you think you're going to have time to train people, like, why is it that you can't train them now? Well, it's because you're still working on the product, right? Well, do you think that when you release, like Dan Larimer, right? He hadn't released EOS. He had like a year. Mm-hmm. He had the 300-day ICO. He had the money, and it's rolling in for like a year, and he's working away on it. Well, if you go and look at EOS, and I'll show Ethereum as well. Actually, I don't have it shared here. So I just want to show you how often software comes out. So I'll go to GitHub, Ethereum. And if we just take, so they have hundreds of 187 different repositories. If we just grab a common one, like this is their node software, Geth, and we go in here and we go to releases. It was released 16 days ago. It was released 29 days ago. It was released November 14th.
A month ago.
So that this is December 27th that we're recording it. October 9th. September 24th. So every month there's releases, and I don't believe that Cardano is going to be done. If we look at GitHub EOS, we go in here to releases 9 days ago, and look at all these bug fixes. This thing's been out for 6 months, and they've got all these changes. Here's another one 9 days ago, 14 days ago, 14 days ago, 23 days ago. They're actually releasing software faster than the Ethereum team. 27 days ago. They're just dropping this software like crazy. So Cardano, like if you think that you need to fly around the world and train people, which is a great idea, it's not going to be any easier after go live. I think, like, great idea. Go buy some plane tickets, hire some people, start flying, because it's not like, I mean, what is the benefit by waiting? I don't think it's that they don't have the money. So they're going to be very, very busy after Cardano goes live. Would be my guess. If it's like any other blockchain. We'll go back here.
Can only hope.
So
that was an interesting interaction.
Yeah. I don't know if we should cut this and take a break or go straight into.
However, you want to talk about Tron? Or?
I think Tron would be interesting to talk about.
Yeah, I got that. I still got that wallet too.
Yeah, so we've got some Tron phone wallets. We can send some coins back and forth. We did this the other day, and with Ethereum.
Yeah, you've definitely sparked my interest in Tron. I really hadn't heard anything positive about it up until recently.
I'll see if I can send you some.
But now that Ray has inspired me to start. Oh, I'm sorry.
You're on the send.
Start downloading wallets and trying stuff out.
We got our phones here, and there's his receive address. So you guys can send him some coins there. But I will see if I can do that. Let's see, will that work? Yeah. So I got his key there, and I'll send him 10 Trons, which is like 20 cents. I'll do 15. I'll be really generous and send a full quarter worth here. So I'm going to hit, when I first hit send, it asks for my password, so it's not really sent yet. And I think, so you're on your screen here. When I hit send,
show me the money.
He's got it. So he's got it instantly.
That fast. That's crazy.
And it's not like confirming or validating. You can actually send that back, right? Yep. You could send me like, I don't know, 1 Tron or 5 Tron or something. Trying to get it up on the camera so they can see, but
oh, yeah.
That's all right.
Here, 5 Tron. So
I've got, let's see, I've got 111, and go ahead and hit send.
All right, I'm going to put in my password.
So when Tron came out, I wasn't a big fan of it. I just heard that they ripped off Ethereum, so he just hit send. And there it is. He saw my balance changed. So it looks to be free of fees. I mean, you got whatever I sent you.
Yeah.
I got it back.
So the purpose of Tron, you were telling me, the idea behind Tron was basically that it's sort of like a mirror of the Ethereum blockchain, but with a few improvements.
Yeah. If Justin Sun were here, he's the founder of Tron, he would say no, he didn't rip off Ethereum. Okay. He made a whole new blockchain.
Yeah.
But the community who read his white paper, and I don't know if these were Ether fans or what, but my understanding is Tron is very, very similar to Ethereum. But Ethereum has been promising proof of stake since they launched. They actually put some code, the bomb, difficulty bomb, into Ethereum, so that they were like, we want proof of stake, but it's not quite ready to go. Just like Cardano proof of stake, it's not quite ready to go. and so we're going to put proof of work in, and get this Ethereum out the door, and then, but just so that we hold true to our word, we're going to put some code into Ethereum that it will stop working unless we upgrade to proof of stake, because they didn't want people to just stay on proof of work and change their mind. Well, that time has come and gone, and they basically had to patch Ethereum to take that bomb out of there, which, it's supposed to be immutable and all this, but the mining code is not immutable, as you saw with, they have updates more than once a month. And so if enough miners agree to install some code, they can change the rules. And that's kind of what they did in that DAO hack. They changed the rules. But Tron basically took those ideas of staking, and he took it beyond. Instead of just proof of stake, he did a delegated proof of stake, which is a voting system. So in my Tron wallet here, if I click this voting icon, you can see, and I don't really know who to vote for, but this is like a long list of candidates. And so this is a system that Ethereum doesn't have. So Tron is more advanced than Ethereum. And when Tron first came out, like right at the end of their ICO, all they could do is, I think this wallet came out and you could transfer value, but there was no smart contracts. But now they've added the smart contracts, and I see some Tron apps showing up in dapps radar. I haven't actually tried them myself, but I think maybe this would be a good opportunity to try it out.
Yeah, I was checking out. I was Googling a few last night, and I am disappointed that I can't access them through the wallet. I really like Trust Wallet for that feature, being able to access wallets within the dApp. But yeah, it does seem like they have some basic gambling, gaming, and trading dApps available. Yeah,
Tron Dice. I think this would be a good one to try. out. So it looks like their users have been steadily increasing, and I can't really tell if their volume is increasing. Yeah, I think their volume's increasing as well. This is kind of an anomaly. Maybe Justin Sun was gambling or something, but it does look like their volume is up there. So yeah, to go to these sites, basically this is what the homepage would look like, and then you need this Tron Chrome wallet. So let's see if we can try that. Add to Chrome, add extension. Okay, and I'm using the Brave browser. It'll be interesting to see if Brave works with Tron. I'm gonna. It looks like it's gonna want a password. It might show me a phrase, so I'm just gonna take the sharing off for a moment and see if I can get an empty wallet up, and then I'll transfer some from my phone into this wallet.
And do you know what language contracts are written in Tron? Or what languages can be used to write contracts?
I don't. Solidity is based off of JavaScript. I'm not sure if Tron's smart contract language is also based off of JavaScript. That would be interesting to find out. So I'm just going to call this wallet. It wants me to name it. I'm just going to call it name, whatever. And it's giving me some words. And yeah. So let me just get a piece of paper here.
Solidity and other languages.
So, for people who are new to crypto, one of the common things that you'll get is these words. They're basically seed words, and various wallets will show you anywhere from 9 or 12 words on up to 24 different words, and a lot of people try to take screenshots or
just copy and paste them into other
copy
documents.
and paste into other places. Usually and then the software will try to limit you. The software will try to not let you take screenshots or not let you copy and paste. And so the easiest way is just grab a paper and pen, like it says, and write it down. And the sooner you do that, the sooner you get past the screen, because it'll take you longer to try to get around it. So I'm writing right now. And also, the wallet in your back pocket is very different than your bank account or your retirement account. There's people with $1 million in their retirement account that needs to be very secure, and those same people have $20 bill in their back pocket that could be lost to a pickpocketer, or could be fall out of their wallet or something like that. And a wallet in your back pocket is safe enough to to get you down to the corner store to buy some milk or something, but it's not as safe as your retirement account. And a lot of people, including these wallets, they have all these security features because they want it to be as secure as possible, but then it becomes unusable. So I'm still trying to get past all this good stuff. Just a minute, I have to think.
Yeah, there often tends to be a pendulum with security where when you have new technologies like this, the it's not that they can't be secure, but it takes a lot of extra effort, and for the people who are willing to put in that extra effort, it's not a problem. It can be an issue if you're not as technically savvy, but then as blockchain develops and these platforms get more sophisticated, incorporating this level of security won't involve as much trouble, and it will be a lot more accessible for, you know, people like my grandmother who deal with computers as little as possible, go out of their way to deal with computers as little as possible. And that's part of the reason that we like talking about these different features are currently available on all of these different platforms. You know, I mean, it's really, again, as a writer, it's very easy to write marketing material and say you're going to do this, that, and the other, and have a bunch of fanciful ideas. I'm really good at making making up, you know, as a writer, making up fluff is one skill that I've learned. So
talk through this, what I'm doing here.
Okay.
So I've got the Tron wallet, and this is my account. This is my account name or public key. And so I'm trying to fund it from my phone here. And the problem is there's no QR code for my phone to scan. So I just went out here to Google and I typed QR code. I keyed it in at Google. I copied and pasted it, and now I get a code. So the developers of this Tron wallet, they don't have QR compatibility, but I just added that feature, you know, with a quick Google search. So now I'm going to scan this and send some tokens into my web wallet. If I can do that. So I've got the amount in there, and I'll do a little bit more. I'm going to do, I don't know, 100. Do I even have 100? Let me make sure I got, yeah, I've got 116 tokens. So I'm going to send half of the tokens from my phone wallet into this wallet. So let's grab it again. And actually, I'm going to send one token before to test it. Okay, so there's one token, and I'll need a password. Okay, it says sent successfully. And somewhere, yeah, there's my one Tron, so that worked. So I'm going to send some more in there. And it looks like bandwidth, energy, I may have to do some of these settings. I haven't used the Tron blockchain on dapps before, so we'll see how this works. So I'm going to send another 60 tokens, which is $1.15. And I just hit send there. So it's pretty fast as far as the token sending. So we're done with my phone. Now I've got a Chrome plugin that has a balance in it. So I'm going to click login. Please log in Tron Chrome wallet.
Are you in mainnet node?
Mainnet node, yep, I did that. Refresh the page. Let's try that. F5. Yep, there's my account number up here. TPAM ends with OKY. And I see my balance here, TPAM OKY. So that
Why
worked
is it not
pretty
registering? Smooth. Does it register your tokens?
My balance is...
Well, if you hover back over that, please. Yeah, see, it says 0 TRX at the top.
Oh, 0 dice. Oh, 0 TRX. That's a good question.
It's a little confusing.
Yep.
I mean, I wonder, can you roll?
Let's see what happens. Can I get less than this? No. Dice amount. Yeah. I think we would need to see. Let me try to read this. So we were talking about this earlier. We don't know how, if this is going to involve some troubleshooting or not, because it's the first time I've tried to use a Tron dapp. So once we figure this out, we might re-record it from the beginning.
And Tron has a system similar to EOS involving bandwidth and energy, as you can see. So holding tokens gives you a certain amount of bandwidth that can be used over a certain period of time. So under normal circumstances, this shouldn't be an issue. But if you're doing a bunch of things and you don't have enough energy or bandwidth or whatever the platform you're using calls it, then that could limit you from being able to interact with the blockchain.
I wonder if we need.
It said you
needed to collect that terms and conditions.
Do you need the other app too? Tron Pay or whatever?
It's possible. I was thinking it was one or the other. And when I refreshed, it didn't give me that pop-up anymore.
Yeah. I mean, that would make sense to me.
Let me just try this. Sometimes you need to whitelist, like connect the site in the wallet, but create, export. Yeah, I don't see anything there. One Tron, 0.2 dice. What if I just hit roll? I wanted to make this less.
Well, here, just like delete. Just put like.
Doesn't seem to let me put anything in there. I can't even put the 30 back. I think it's because of the balance is nothing, so it's like not letting me adjust that. Will it adjust this? Let's just hit roll and see what. Yeah.
Maybe hover over like introduction or something.
Let me try this. Okay, this knows my wallet.
Oh, do you have to get dice to play?
Possibly, but
that doesn't make any sense.
See, my balance is 0 Tron here.
Yeah.
So my balance is not showing up. And it might be that I'm using the Brave browser and not the Chrome browser.
Does the address on the top right link to a block explorer? No.
Well, I can just go to a block explorer and to see that. That's no problem. Let's say Tron. So there's my account with my balance. There's the 2 transactions that I did. 61 Tron. I don't know if I need.
I don't know. Try. Oh, you don't have any power.
I don't know if we need that.
I got the power.
Yeah, those were the 2 transactions. So we probably just need to look up how to use a Tron dapp. I think either we don't know how to use it or it's only Chrome compatible and not Brave compatible. Tron. dapp. Balance doesn't show. Whoops. Yeah, we'll probably have to cut this.
If you try downloading that Tron Pay extension or whatever.
Tron Pay extension.
No, it was one word.
One word?
Yeah. Yeah.
We're still sharing both? Yeah. Okay, so now we have this one. Okay, I'm going to try to make, I think this is just another brand, but yeah, we can try both brands. I'm going to try to turn that off. Can I export the other one? I don't know if I can get to this. Yep. Sweet.
Cool.
That was nice. Okay, so now I'm gonna uninstall this thing. And now we just have this one. And so now I'm going to go back. Let me just say this here. So we just switched wallets from one brand to another. And somewhere in here. Yep. Still see no balance. TPAM2MD. Yeah, that's my wallet here.
You refreshed it?
Yeah. Ah, this whitelisting is what I was thinking, like somehow you have to allow the site to see your wallet, but I don't see how to do a whitelist.
Hover over introduction.
Each time your wallet which consumes energy, you will pay 100% of energy. So you can freeze Tron to gain energy. I think maybe I need to freeze some Tron. Will these let us freeze?
I think that's what resource is for. Yeah, bottom left.
Okay, so if I freeze whatever I freeze, it'll take like days to get it back.
3 days.
Yeah, bandwidth point or energy. Yeah, I think I'm gonna wait on this one. Because I'm not sure that this is going to... I might need to freeze bandwidth and energy. This is kind of like EOS where you have to stake. Yeah, I can freeze a little. Let me go to bandwidth. So now I have bandwidth and energy, and I've used a 0 out of this many points and 0 out of this many points. Okay, let's see. Still shows nothing. I'm thinking it's
You try the other one.
I think it's Chrome. I think we need Chrome. So Tron Pay. Okay, so that's the same wallet there. Now let's go to the same site here. So we've got a wallet, we've got our balance in there. Ah, see, Chrome's got it. It was just because I was using Brave. Okay, so I'm gonna give myself a 95% chance to win, and I'm gonna make nothing. And let's see, can I go to half? Okay. Cool, so I'm sending 30 Tron away with a 95% chance of winning. Let's see if this works. And this is add to whitelist, so it no longer prompts, but I'm not going to do that. Please, please, I hope I win. Come on. How long is it going? How long is it going? It might be stuck. I would say it's stuck. It doesn't go this long.
Maybe you have to click roll again.
I think it's already done. Yeah, so it's just saying we can check our balance. So since we still have 41 Tron, and we bet. See, now we have 41.94.
Hey, you won.
So we won. It just didn't get the event from the smart contract to stop the rolling, but in the back end it worked. There it is. We're Tron DApp users. Woohoo! So they don't have mobile DApp, right? Is that correct?
Correct. I couldn't access any dapps from their mobile wallet, but
I wonder if we ever needed to stake. See, look, we used some bandwidth, but no energy. I wonder if we actually needed to do that staking of the 20 Tron. Probably not.
I don't know, but you can
So unfreeze.
create and purchase tokens within the app, which is kind of cool. If you're interested in making your own token.
Yeah, I think that's pretty straightforward on Tron. Ethereum is like super easy. It costs about 25 cents to make a token.
Mm-hmm.
And you can customize the smart contract code in Ethereum and put special rules for your token, stuff like that.
What's up? Do you want your Tron back?
Sure, why not? I think I gave you like 10 cents worth, so you know that's a whole dime. But it's always good for practice.
Yeah.
I should put my Tron back on this wallet. Make sure I can send out of this wallet. So if I put in the receive address, which I don't have a barcode reader here.
Oh.
Looks like a lot of this stuff doesn't have barcode readers, so I'll show you what I do there. QR scanner. And these are all public keys, so you don't have to worry about security, these sites stealing your codes, because all they can do is give you money. Oh, it wants to use the camera that we're already using to film this. So that's not going to work. I'll send it out of there later. Oh, and look, we got some dice balance because we used the gambling site. They gave us some of their dice tokens.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, and then you can actually bet the dice usually. That doesn't allow me to change it. Some of the other sites that are similar to this, like in EOS, you can, like, they'll give you some dice tokens as you're betting, and then once you get enough, you can just start betting the dice tokens. You don't have to even bet the main currency.
That's cool.
I don't see that ability to change over right now, but so what else? Now that we have a working wallet, what else do they have? Dapps. So, and we had to do it with Chrome.
Yeah. Most of what I've seen has been gambling games and gambling, gaming, and exchange.
Dapp radar.
Excuse me.
So let's go to Tron. So we tried dice bet. Good naming there. There's an exchange. Ant farmer. Okay, this sounds good. This is like a lottery, I think. High risk. Yeah, some kind of a gambling category. So will it tell us buy 96.42 ants for... Okay, let's hit buy and see what happens. So it wants us to pay 0.01 Tron into this site. And then I think what it means is once there's like 53,000 Tron in the contract, and once the ant hill is full, like when other people have used it, then you could win, like if you're the last person to put tokens in there. It's kind of like Ethereum. They used to have a site called FOMO 3D. It's a game. So imagine a game where there's a like a 55-gallon barrel, and you put $1 in there, but you can't see whether the barrel's full or empty. And if for some reason your dollar happens to be the one that made it full, then you get all the money in the barrel.
Yeah.
So it's like a high, you know, you're basically going to lose your money. Like 99.99%, just like the lottery, you're going to lose your money. There's various different themes on this game, but I haven't heard of one called Ant Hill, but it sounds about like that. Do you have anything else?
Chicken Farm.
Chicken Farm, where's that one?
14.
Chicken Farm V2.
Yeah, this looks
is
similar.
the same.
Yep.
It's like the same game, but they rethemed it. They probably took the same smart contract. So this is where I kind of agree with Charles that, you know, like, if these are the most popular smart contracts, it's pretty sad. But, you know, this is the early days of...
Not as sad as wanting to have smart contracts.
Yeah, that's one way to think of it. Yeah, I think, you know, you give it another year and we'll get some killer apps. Like right now, these are... none of these are really killer apps. The closest thing you got is the one we already did. So this is the next highest. Looks like the exact same game. And these games are already out for EOS and Ethereum. Like, there's nothing different that I can see. Does it show my account balance? Interesting, scatter. So this one must work with EOS as well. Yeah, no, these are Trons. Does it show my balance anywhere? Tron balance is 0. Oh, it's probably using the same API that Scatter has. So I could probably use my Scatter as a Tron wallet, or it's like 99% of the way there. Scatter is the EOS wallet for dapps. But I don't use this Scatter anymore. I don't even have it up here. I use Scatter Desktop.
Gotcha. It's pretty cool. So yeah, aside from games, collectibles, and exchanges, that's kind of where dapps are at right now. But I guess the moral of the story is that we need a killer platform before we can talk about killer apps. And quite frankly, we've yet to see a killer platform. And as much trash as people talk, I mean, when you want to get down to the brass tacks of UX, UI, I'm more impressed by what I've seen from Tron than any other platform so far.
Yeah, I mean, EOS, I've been using EOS, and EOS is more popular than Tron. If you look at these user counts, they have 15 apps that are over 1,000 users, and they all seem to be gambling. I'm guessing this is also going to be gambling. Yeah, you can't even... We won't even be able to read it. Yeah, maybe it's not. This one's not gambling, but it's just like a wallet site or something. But yeah, they have 15 apps with over 1,000 users, and then if you go to Tron, they only have 3 apps with over 1,000 users, and if you go to Ethereum, they have 0 with over 1,000 users. So Ethereum has some, and Ethereum's the one that's been out the longest. They came out, I believe, in July of 2015. So they've been on the market for 3 years, and they have been, and I say they, it's we. You know, I've been an Ethereum fanboy forever. I bought Ethereum almost 2 years ago, and so we have been saying that you know, just wait till these dapps come out. And a year ago, the Mist browser was the platform for dapps, and it was a beta, and it wasn't really working. Well, now, like Mist, I don't hear anything about Mist. It's just like gone, and it's been completely replaced by MetaMask.
Did Mist become parody?
No. Parody's a different one.
Parody's different? Gotcha.
Yeah, so Mist, the features in Mist, and also Status was another huge project. Status was kind of the mobile version of Mist, and you could run your dapps in Status or Mist. Well, then MetaMask came out, and MetaMask, everybody just, took to it, and now people aren't using, like, Status doesn't really seem to do anything more than, there's the Coinbase wallet has a DApp browser. Which one did you install? Trust wallet has a DApp browser. Status is there, but it's not any better than any other one. And I believe even Opera browser comes with its own DApp features built in, DApp wallet built in. Yeah, I put Opera on my phone, or Oprah. I'm not sure how to pronounce it. So yeah, Ethereum is really having a hard time because they're so slow. We tried to use which one of these did we try to use the other day? It was a gambling one. Wasn't this one? Yeah, it's pretty sad. None of these are fast action. So like you think about crypto trading, you put in your trade and then it finishes, and you might do like 5 trades in a day, but then you're done. These are collectible games. You collect something and you're done. That's another exchange. If you want fast exchanges, you have to go to like Binance or something. These are just kind of, there's like some really strange tokens that are on these exchanges that the big exchanges won't take because they're scam tokens. So like I could make an ICO and call it the Ray 100 token, and I could just put it on these decentralized exchanges. Nobody will stop me. But I can't just put it on Binance. So they don't really have a lot of utility unless you want to buy some token that a real exchange won't take, which isn't a good idea. This is another collectible game, collectible. That's the same high-risk type of game where you put a small amount in and hope to win the lottery. This one, maybe it's this one. Sounds like an interesting name. Game. Yeah, okay, so you could play the dice game here. I think this is the one we tried the other day. And this would use MetaMask. So if we go in here, let me see, make sure we're still sharing. Yeah. So MetaMask, log in. But the reason why this dice game is way down the line is because it's so slow. So I've got $10 in my Ether account here, and it'll let me put 10 cents of that in, which is quite nice of them. And so would you like to send
with a $1 gas fee,
a penny with 11 cents of gas?
Oh, never mind, I misread that.
Well, I don't understand it either.
11 cents of gas for...
Maybe it's $1. I'm having to send them $1.
You're having to send them $1.20.
Okay,
yeah.
So 0.01 Ether is $1.
11 cents of that is the gas fee.
Okay, so before I do that, I'm gonna just look a little closer since I'm blowing $1 on this. 50% chance. So you can see there's way less options. I can't seem to change. I can change the number of dice.
Oh, so you can select more and increase your chance.
Got it. So I basically, if any of these numbers come up, I win. But I'm going to win very little, which is what I want for this example. So, okay, so I'm going to do $1, and I have an 83% chance of getting my $1 plus 16 cents back. It's kind of like the horse races where everybody knows which horse is going to win. You bet it anyway, and you make like, you bet $2 and you get $2.05 back. Okay, so there's my buck and 11 cents of gas, which, will it tell me how much gas I'm spending here? Advanced. So this is, before I do that, I'm going to look up the gas market. ETHGAS. So gas is really cheap right now, 1.7. So I'm going to pay 3 just for fun. Okay. So it went from 11 cents to 5 cents. So now it says my bet is submitted. Please wait. And you just
now we wait.
You don't know. This is the same problem that Tron had, trying to get the events to go back. One of the things that I teach in the Ethereum class, because the blockchain is so slow that you can't wait for it to finish, because you might be waiting all day or it might not ever finish. So you have to have it alert you when it's done. So if we want to see if this is done, we would go back into MetaMask and we would grab my, oh, there it is. Can I grab it? Here we go. Okay, so 50 seconds ago we sent them $1.17, and how do we know if we won or not? That's the part where I never I never figure that out. Well, is the money still there?
If you get anything in your address in the next 2 minutes.
Maybe it's this one. Yeah, it's this one. So my internal transaction, 59 seconds ago, I got 0.011 back. So it shows up here. So the money went out a minute ago, and it was 0.01.
Mm-hmm.
This was our gambling last week. We could probably see if that won as well. Oh, I see. They sent me one Wii back, which is 18 zeros and a 1, just to say, hey, you lost, buddy.
Gotcha.
But this one, actually, we won.
Cool.
Woohoo! We're winners. Look, it's the
2 in
same
a row.
contract as last week. So
that's pretty dope.
Yeah. Well, that was our DApp roundup, and unfortunately, we can't do a Cardano DApp right now. But maybe someday we'll be able to. We'll see Cardano on this list. Who else would we see on this list? Who are we waiting for next? So we're not going to see Bitcoin DApps anytime in the next 6 months. Ripple we won't see. Those are in there, but they're getting very little usage. Those we won't see. Same thing here. This is just kind of a copy of Ripple. They have tokens, but not DApps. This is already in the list. This is the most popular right now. This is second most popular. That, of course, we won't see any. We won't see.
Oh, Dash. Where's Dash's contracts at?
Dash doesn't have smart contracts. There's no plans for it, to my knowledge.
Wrecked. What about
IOTA doesn't.
Oh, Neo.
Monero,
Neo. We should check out Neo at some point.
I don't know that Neo has smart contracts.
They do. Yeah, they got a whole DApp. Yeah, they've got dapps.
Huh. Let me see. Yeah, these are all just like projects that want to have dapps, but I don't think they actually have working dapps, but maybe they do.
What do you mean? I mean, I know that some of these work.
Really?
Yeah.
Which one?
What was I
These
using
aren't
the
even
other day?
Neo, are they? There's a lot of them that aren't even.
I can't remember if Next has come out yet, but was Switchio? I was playing around with some of these the other night. I can't remember.
Well, they have. Oh, I think we could go to Reddit Neo. So why don't we go here and sort by new and go to. Doesn't look like I don't think I'm not seeing it here, but
What are you looking for?
I'm just looking to see if there's any dapps that people are talking about. Like if I go to EOS and go to the same place, just search for dapp and go to new. So just on, this is 2 days ago, it's a page, and there's 4 days ago, 6 days ago, like there's just pages of dapp activity.
This is the same. This is the same shit. What are you talking about?
I'm just saying we're into multiple pages, right? So we have all these pages, and these are 6 days ago, like a week ago.
Yeah.
And if we go to Neo, and we go to the exact same thing, which was here, now we're already 16 days 18. Ago. Like, and people, so there's no talk about it recently, and the talk that is there isn't about dapps. Like, I'm not reading anything about dapps here. And if you tried to go to a page, you're like into months ago. It's like, it's not.
All right, but we're just trying to establish whether they have them or not. I mean,
I don't see them.
There was a whole page on that other. Just because they're not gambling ones doesn't mean they're not dapps.
So this was the page,
like
but that
multiple.
That's talk about dapps, but not actual dapps.
You didn't even look at them. How are you saying they're not dapps? You have clicked nothing, dude.
Let's see if we can find.
I mean, there's like
page.
a whole bunch of exchanges there. I mean, I'm just saying, click around before you go dismissing it and saying that Neo doesn't have dapps. I mean, we're reading like pages of.
I think these are
stuff
ideas.
About.
Click one.
I mean, yeah. All right. let's research this.
Because there's dapps that you can use, and then there's dapps that people talk about.
Exactly. So let's see if we could use these before you say that we can't. Dude.
If it really had this many, we would know about it. It's a white paper.
Cool.
Their biggest button is white paper. Okay. That has some promise. What is
cool?
that?
It's an exchange. It's not sexy. It's not a killer app, but here's a dap.
Might be good. Let's see. So we're in Chrome. Oh, here we go. I think this is alpha, like not Neo Nex. I don't know. My understanding of Neo, and I might be completely different than you, is it's like a marketing, like they say that they have stuff.
It's also just based in China,
like, some
so
graphics.
No, it's also based in China, so most of the document, like, it's not like Ethereum where it starts out in English and then everything needs to be translated into other languages. It's starting out in Chinese and everything needs to be translated into English. So if we don't hear about it, it's also because a lot of the development isn't being done by English speakers.
Yeah, this looks like it would work with that Nex extension. Sign into your wallet to continue. Yeah, that's similar.
Yeah.
It looks similar to me. I don't have... I could create the account, but
Yeah,
I don't know if I want to...
Yeah.
But Nex doesn't even have... or Neo, I should say. My understanding is the tokens are for staking only, not for using. Like they... for instance... Let me go to CoinMarketCap. So Neo, a token is $7.
Mm-hmm.
There's no way to send less than $7 of Neo. Like the blockchain isn't divisible.
You have to send full...
You have to send full Neos. So the Neo itself you can't use. You can own it or stake it, but you can't. Like, I would never send you $1 worth of Neo. And I wouldn't send you Neo at all. I would send you some other token in the Neo ecosystem.
Oh, well, okay.
But not Neo.
Well, what's interesting about Neo is they basically... Because there is gas, too. Like, if you scroll down,
Right.
you can see gas.
Mm-hmm.
So it's similar to Ethereum in that there are sort of two different things going on, but they actually separated their token. So Neo is intended to be more of a... This is just my... I was into Neo last year, so my understanding is a little fuzzy, you know. I may be misremembering, but my understanding was that Neo is sort of like... it actually was intended to be a fundraising token, or the... however you want to put that, it was meant to be the currency, whereas gas was actually meant to be, or yeah, it's more like a currency or something for staking, whereas gas was intended to be used for dapps.
Yeah, I think I need to look into Neo. I mean, I own some of the coins, and I've tried the mobile wallet and the Windows wallet.
Yeah, and they've got a Neo One has some team. I know Neo One has some team members in town. I don't think I've had the pleasure of meeting any of them yet, but...
Well, I know my Neo wallet address for support tool by using Neo.
But he's talking them with potential.
Current and future. As they offer a lot of potential current and future potential. Okay. Number 8 is ADDX.
Yeah, I don't know. Have to look into that someday. Yeah, there's not really many more with smart contracts. Like if we go, we got to, so Cardano doesn't have them yet. No. This one looks like it's supposed to be for dapps. And that one kind of looked like a dapp to me, but I'd have to use it. And then I don't think these guys have any that are, you know, like the public's using. If the real Ethereum can't use them, you know. And then no. I don't think these guys have dapps. They have a lot of tokens. These guys, I think it's still not quite out yet. No. Don't see a dapp there. Yeah, we're just like way in the weeds. I don't know who would be next.
I think Decred's got... I think Decred's working on contracts.
Yeah, there was one like way down here that had some dapps, but nebulas. I have that on my phone, and I have a couple bucks in there, and they have like a dapp starter thing.
Mm.
Yeah, not a whole lot. I think we need to see Tron and EOS fight it out. Ethereum just doesn't have the guns to keep up with Tron and EOS. Ethereum is just going to be left in the dust until they get their Casper and all the stuff that they've been talking about for a couple years out the door. And then Cardano, who knows?
Wings
that
and prayers.
Will ever. So yeah, it's just between Tron and EOS. And I think Tron is way cheaper. It'd be because
Yeah, because you were telling me you got to stake $40 just in EOS just to deploy a contract, right?
Yeah, it seems to run faster now. So maybe it's only $20, but yeah, you got to stake some. Like Tron, I sent $1 to this wallet. How much was this? This was I sent 60 Tron into this wallet originally, and 60 Tron is $1. They're 2 cents a piece, so $1.15, and we were able to use it right off the bat.
Yeah, instantly.
So for $1.15 of value, you can be a Tron user of a dapp, whereas EOS can't say that. I think EOS is a way better product, but you got to have at least, I'd say, $50 to even mess with EOS.
Yeah, I'm out.
All right. Well, how did we do here?
Oh, I think
I think
we should wrap it up.
Okay.
Yeah.
We'll stop.
More